Happy New Year. It is January 1st, 2026. Thank you so much for being here with me. And you may be listening over on my podcast, which now it's after January 1st, but you might be with me live. I wanted to come in to give you this message because I just got off a 2 hour call with my mentor. And I thought there's no better way than to kind of rattle us, right? To make us think differently, than to challenge the beliefs and to ask us, like, who we are. And am I really creating the reality of my life? Yes. So, how do we change that? And I just want to give you a short intro today on your preferences are driving your life. Most of us, to feel fulfilled, we want this alive, energetic, abundant life. And what helps us go there is for us to be on meaningful pursuits. The pursuit of a goal, helping me with my health, somebody else with their health, a financial goal, building an organization, helping a nonprofit, raising successful kids. Like, I want a meaningful pursuit in my life. And most people, as human beings, want a meaningful pursuit. Well, here's an interesting fact. You will succeed more, have easier and faster progress when you're on that meaningful pursuit, when you do it in community. When you do it alone, and this is really most everything in life, when you do it alone, you're not as fulfilled, you're not as happy, it doesn't go as fast, you don't grow as big, and it's not as impactful. So I want you to think, where am I in my life that I'm on this meaningful pursuit, but I'm doing it alone? And maybe I should do it with others. That's actually my whole business. That's what I create. I create meaningful pursuits with community. So you might not know at all what I'm even talking about, but having things in your life isn't just like, oh, I belong to a group. No, it's a collective mission that's raising the world together, right? It kind of goes back to the statement or the phrase that a rising tide raises all ships. I want you to think, where in your life do you might need community for your meaningful pursuit? Well, let's go back to preferences. If you have this meaningful pursuit, but you have certain preferences that you just prefer, that's going to block you or stop you at whatever level of success. It could be success in your marriage, it could be success financially, it could be success in your health goals, right? There's a variety of places, but your preferences determine that. So let me give you some examples. This was his example. I'm going to give you a couple that are very specific to me as well. But one example is if I just said, okay, right now, drop down and for 1 minute, give me as many push-ups as you can. Some of you might just go like, push-ups aren't for me. That's your preference. Another group of you will say, okay, and you'll start and you'll do maybe 8 or 10, and it'll feel just hard enough. You're like, oh, that's all I can do. That's your preference. Others of you will go, I can do a few more, right? And you get in 15 or 20. That's your preference. And then you're like, whew, that was hard. There's others of you that are like, I will not stop this entire minute. I'm going to be so exhausted. I'm going to be dying. I'm going to be in pain, but I will not stop until that minute. That's your preference. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. It's just your preference. Let me give you a personal example to me. I love my sleep. It is my preference that I pretty much wake up when I wake up versus waking up to an alarm clock at 5:30 or 6 a.m. It's not my preference. I feel better. I become alive more. Now, I have lately woken up randomly a couple times this past month or two at 4:30. I think my wheels have been going, like my mind, right, starts just thinking about all the things and I just can't settle down. And I have slept probably, I don't know, maybe 6 hours. And so my body thinks that maybe is enough. And in those mornings, sometimes like, whoa, I'm in flow. I'm getting things done while the house is quiet, but not typically. But I could do that every day if it was my preference. But my comfort in the morning, it's dark in the winter, it's chilly, especially in the winter time for me. So it is just my preference. Others of you may have a preference of traveling all the time. Just say we all could travel at various degrees, but some of you have a preference of loving travel. It's your love language. You love to do it. You're always on the go. Others of you prefer to be the homebody, and you're like, maybe travel once a year on your trip, but other than that, you don't travel. So, our preferences determine how we choose to have that fulfilled life. Meaning, maybe you have a preference that you don't really like to talk to other people very much. But to build a really big business of $1 million, you need to talk to people. But if your preference isn't, you're probably not going to build a business of $1 million. Does that make sense? So that's not right or wrong, but you have to know that your preference might be determining or limiting the scope of growth in a certain area. So maybe you have a preference. I'm going to specifically talk about practitioners right now. You could be a coach, you could be a doctor, you could be a massage therapist, you could be a speech language pathologist, you could be just a wealth enthusiast, but you choose to work alone. You have a practice alone. Maybe you've hired a coach. You've never really been in community. And you also prefer that you want to just have one stream of income and you're trading time for money. That's your preference because you think, I don't want to sell anything. That's weird. That's sleazy. I don't want to have any other thing and people think I'm taking advantage of them financially. That's your preference. And if that's the case, whatever your goal is for your business, you'll be locked in to the end degree of money of trading time for money. If you charge 150 an hour, if you charge 300 an hour, it's the hours that you work times that income, right? However, there's ways that you could help your clients get better faster by using other resources, other modalities, other, say, maybe supplements, other things. But you're like, they're already paying me. I don't want to introduce this. I don't, that's your preference. But you could get clients better faster and you could make a whole lot more money. You could work with collaboratively with a team and make more money, but you choose to be solo. It's all good. But what I'm saying is your 2026 is determined, right? Your outcome of your success, of your fulfillment, of your money, of your contribution, of how many people you can see is determined by your preferences. So I just want to rattle you a little bit because we like to stick in our preferences, and our preferences are usually because it makes us really comfortable. Like, I feel good. It's easy. I'm not stretched. But if we want to be in flow of life, it's usually doing something a little hard. If you want to live like the upper echelon extraordinary life, that's doing hard things all the time, typically. And so I'm asking you, are you willing in 2026 to be a little uncomfortable, something hard to get in flow that's going to push your preferences to create a life that you've really been desiring? Because you didn't just desire it this year for 2026, you desired it last year for 2025. And guess what? Because I know you and I know people, you've desired that in 2024 and 23 and 22 and 21 and 20 and beyond, right? Things typically don't change. So if you're wondering why your results are quite similar to last year and the year before, it's because of your preferences. So I'm asking you, let's reevaluate your goals. Let's take a look at, could we help modify preferences as an easier way? Most of us all have this desire of a meaningful pursuit we're in. So what if you could be in meaningful pursuit, add community, and exponentially grow your business, grow your impact, grow your success, grow your health? Like, that would be really fun, right? So I just wanted to come in here quick. You're going to hear me a lot more this year talking about personal growth and development, which is my jam and I love. I'm going to be a tough coach for you. You're going to hear me talk about being a mentor and a mentor in business. And a business doesn't have to be like somebody's hiring me for to run a hospital. No, I'm talking about you at every level. I don't mean like a business coach, like do this funnel, run these ads. Do I do all that? Yes, but that's not my jam and that's not what I teach and that's not why people come partner with me. I'm not even looking for people to hire me. I'm looking for people to come do things with me. That's the meaningful pursuit in community. So I'm going to be talking a lot about community, what meaningful pursuit means, how to create a leverage, how to make your life bigger, how to create differences in your preferences and your habits, but this is all done together because we're honestly better together. I know for me, the people that I've attracted into my life are ready to set fire on 2026 and ignite their life in unbelievable ways. And I want to know you can do that too. So, thank you for following me. If you don't follow my podcast and you're with me over on a social media platform, please subscribe so you can get me every single week. It's me, and it's also my business partner, Dr. Heidi Iratzabal. She's a naturopath and a functional medicine doctor. So, we have a deep dive into longevity, anti aging, and health, as well as how do we bring that full circle into our life with a meaningful pursuit, elevating ourselves in longevity and the best health we can, but making a bigger impact in our businesses of doing this together. So I'm excited to be here with you on this journey of 2026. Be sure to subscribe. And if this excites you and you're just watching me on your social media platform, share this with somebody else that you're like, I don't know what this is, but I feel like it's speaking to me. There's something that I need to know because I do want a 2026 that's unbelievable and the best year ever. So, with that, you guys, happy holidays, happy 2026, happy new year. If you're out there watching live and maybe you're watching some football, happy Rose Bowl of many of us are cheering for IU. And with that, I will see you on the next episode. Cheers. Please be sure if you're over on my social media, please drop me a message like, I'm really like, I want to learn more, Kellie. What does being in meaningful pursuit mean? What does my preferences, how are they holding me back? What does a community that you're talking about mean like? Just drop in, learn more, and I'll reach out to you and we will have a chat. Have a fantastic, fantastic day.